You are about to witness the power of toy knowledge. Where are my figures at? Straight out of Poland, it's my homeboy Rick, classy action figure seller with a 6-inch dick, the Bruiser, in his stonking collection of action figs that he sticks in his ring. Takes solicited pics for like button clicks, everything that drips out his lips is a statistic. Yeah, he's the kind of dude can tell you who threw who out of Rumble 92. Need to know a bit more? Then check out his stories, putting figures in a box daily. And for this little rap, he didn't even pay me. So also on the show is Martin.
Welcome to 7 Figs a Month. This week, we head to the extreme, and I rock a mic like a vandal. I'm Rick from actionfigureseller.com, and he's here to light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. It's Marty, the Jersey retro toy hunter.
Hello, buddy.
You looked confused.
Yeah, I got no idea what you're on about.
Oh, so I've been worried about our female listenership, so I thought, do you know what women like, right?
Right.
People reciting the lyrics to the 1990 smash hit Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, good. When it's not in tune, I guess I didn't recognise any of it. I didn't realise that's what women want.
Learning, mate. Learning. How are you?
Good. I can't wait to leave the house tomorrow now knowing that. I'll be chatting to ladies everywhere.
That's it. Cooking MCs like a pound of bacon.
That's quite far into the song, isn't it? I think everyone just knows the stop. What's it? I can't even think of the words. Oh, it's gone.
Collaborate and listen.
Collaborate and listen.
Anyway.
Everyone just knows stop. That's what the ladies normally say.
Yeah, that's true. I've got this all wrong, haven't I? They're not into Ice Ice Baby at all. They're just telling me to stop.
And then you just start hitting it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, thanks. I'm learning. Right. You done any Jersey retro toy hunting?
I did a little toy hunt. I went and picked up a Batman 1989 Joker water squirter. You might have seen that. I posted that on my Facebook page. Yeah.
Cool packaging.
It is. I don't want to get out. It claims it squirts 18 feet. And I'm like, can you fuck squirt 18 feet? But I'm not going to open it to find out. Like, what would be the point in that? It either does it or it doesn't.
There's no way. It's
18 feet is quite far. I was looking at it. I measured it out the other day and I was like, there's no fucking way it squirts all the way over there.
If it squirts 9 feet, I'd be impressed.
Yes. It's probably all sort of perish though, 'cause it's rubber, so it'll probably just sort of dribble down my hand. You know, we've all been there, right?
Yeah. So don't even get it out. That's where we're at.
Sorry, ladies. Stop.
Good. I think we're off to a winner, mate. It's the 20th anniversary of ECW One Night Stand from 2005, the first one.
20 years is a long time, isn't it?
I have very fond memories of watching this at my mum's.
I was there with you.
You were there? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. I think I slept at your mum's.
Oh, good. I was okay, good.
A little sleepover as 21-year-old men.
Oh, no, I'm glad you were there. I was worried you weren't then, but there was a few of us.
Yeah. I missed WrestleMania that year. Actually, a bunch of our friends watched it at yours and I didn't, so I didn't miss this one.
You're busy bonking.
Busy bonking. I think I started a new job as well, so I had to do that.
What a show. What a show. It felt monumental at the time, and I think in hindsight it was monumental.
It was great. The thing is, it wasn't even far removed from the end of ECW, was it? At the time, I can't remember if it felt like a long time or not. But when you think it's 20 years, but that was just 4 years.
Yeah. But it
like
did
4
feel
years still felt like a long time. Like,
we weren't getting weekly ECW properly, were we? We had tapes.
Yeah, mainly tapes. We both, when we became friends as well, when we met each other, we both had our own separate collection of ECW stuff. So mine was all on VHS, and I think you had them on DVD.
I had DVDs. You had the original music, and I was very jelly.
It's the older pay-per-views. Well, the ones that they released first had the original music, and then it got to a point where that stopped, and it felt ruined. Yeah. Then, like, the Sandman didn't have his music, New Jack didn't have his music. It's so much worse when you watch it with crap music.
Yeah, generic music does ruin it.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of those guys' personalities, right? That was what made them, specifically Sandman and New Jack as well.
That's one thing that stood out to me when I was watching this back the other day, is how WWE it was. Obviously, you know, because like Jericho's there, he's got his music, Benoit, Guerrero, and the Sandman's music's cut out. His Enter Sandman, so they've just dubbed over that. But it's just so WWE music rather than like Pantera and things.
But I remember at the time being pleasantly surprised with how authentic it was because I had no hope for this show going into it. I'd say I was a jaded wrestling fan then. I still am now. And I didn't trust WWE to give us something authentic. They opened up the pre show with Coach and Michael Cole. And I just remember that was the first time I think I had heard fans chanting, "Shut the fuck up."
That's quite good. I've only got a vague memory of that now.
But straight away, I was so worried. I was like, oh, this is the pre show. Here it is. Sunday Night Heat, WWE. Not that, WWE was good at points. It just, they were promising something that I didn't think they could
They
deliver.
could deliver, yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like they did.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
This is only me watching it back now. At the time, I didn't really care about the music. It's like, that was their music, so you hear it all the time. But now, because it's 20 years later and you haven't heard like Benoit's music for a long time or Guerrero's music for a long time, Jericho's, you watch it there and it's like, oh, this feels quite WWE actually watching it back.
Yeah.
But that's only certain parts of the show. So they did the triple threat match with Little Guido, Tajiri, Super Crazy. That felt proper old ECW, right?
Yeah, that was real good.
That was really good. And what were the other ones?
Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome.
Yes, Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Rhino, Sabu. So there's a good few matches that felt very ECW.
It's hard to remember now, but I feel like this show was a complete surprise in the sense that I don't recall matches being announced. Am I wrong there?
I think you're right. I don't think anything was really announced as far as I remember. There was for the second one the year later.
Yeah. Well, Van Damme cashed in
at
the show, right?
So there was that, and then there was like the tag match with Mick Foley and Edge. But on this one, I don't think anything was, and that's why I thought about watching it back as well, because I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of the ECW pay-per-views were like. So most of the matches you knew what was going to happen, but there was always good ones thrown in.
Yeah, so you had no hope, and they hadn't even announced a card, which made me dubious of it's like, oh, what we're getting Eugene versus Randy Orton. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I think it was a shock seeing Sabu, wasn't it? We probably weren't expecting Sabu to be part of it.
I think Rhino was
Rhino had just been fired,
yeah,
by WWE, so that was a good surprise as well.
Jericho opens the show. He's the first wrestler out, right? And he's in
and he's wearing his old Lionheart gear.
Old gear. Even hearing the music, once the show kicked off and it was that music, that famous ECW with the ball. That's how it goes, right?
You are right. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, really good. Really, that gives me goosebumps thinking about it. So it's a shame. We can go through more of the cards, right? But we've picked a line of figures to look at here that are from the show.
Yeah.
But sadly, it's not the love letter to the show that we would like it to be, right? This is just Jakks pumping out figures.
It almost shows you what the worst bits of the show were. Because if you look at the worst bits of the show are like the guys from SmackDown and Raw being such a focal point sitting in the crowd.
Yeah, which...
I understand why they did it. They probably didn't have complete faith in selling it. It's a bit of a one-night storyline that keeps going. It's going to have something going on at the end. So it's fine.
They were a stain on the show for sure, but JBL's an absolute hero.
He's a menace.
He got drunk throughout. He cut an amazing promo, and then he started a fight in a really hostile arena. What an absolute lad.
What a lad. But the stand-up part, all of it was JBL battering Blue Meanie at the end.
Right?
After getting drunk the entire time.
Just think about that though, right? Like, because I can't imagine he's that close to the ECW guys, right? Going into the show. Like Tracy Smothers and Sandman. Might have never met these guys. And he's gone into that ring and went, I'm going to twat the fuck out of this guy. And whatever happens. I
think it was something like Blue Meanie had talked shit about him online or something like that. So he just got hammered and then just thought, I'm going to batter this guy.
Yes. So I think he was upset that the Blue Meanie had referred to him as a bully. So he took the opportunity to prove the Blue Meanie right. And again,
right. So when Blue Meanie was talking shit about him, he was just being quite honest.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, fantastic. Honestly, it makes the show that much more memorable.
It does, doesn't it? 'Cause it's a good talking point.
It's great.
When something controversial happens, it tends to ignite something that's good.
Yeah, and I like the Blue Meanie, but that's just a quality bit of wrestling, right? Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I yeah. He was. It was a shame that they filled up that balcony with like Maven, Snitsky, Regal. Regal's cool as fuck, but he meant nothing.
You hardly even notice Regal there. I didn't, because I was watching it the other day and I didn't notice until the end. And I was like, oh, fuck, how Regal was there? Maybe because he's not being a dickhead. He's probably quite respectful, right? So,
Yeah. Carlito was there. I wouldn't be
Rob
surprised if
Conway, your boy.
was Val Venus there,
I don't think Valvinus was there, no.
or maybe that was Rob Conway, my boy.
Yeah, your boy.
I thought it was Val Venus.
Cracking show. Couple of really good promos. One from Paul Heyman, one from Van Dam. Some good matches. The first time as well, I think we see in WWE a table getting set on fire. And that was a good moment.
Yes, the Lance Storm beats Chris Jericho in that opening match, right? And
Yeah.
that was a big surprise because shortly before this we lived through the invasion where
Yeah.
WCW just got splattered by WWE, and that was WWE's attempt of like making some money. So there was just I distinctly remember having no hope. And then
Yeah.
the little things that Lance Storm won, that was cool. It wasn't clean as such, but it was cool.
But that was good in itself. Like it was his retirement match at the time, wasn't it? I think he might have wrestled afterwards in the end. But that was his retirement match. He cheated to win. Just Incredible helped him. That was cool.
No,
Again, you probably weren't expecting Just Incredible there.
This was a few days after the Hardcore Homecoming.
Yeah, I still don't know if I've ever seen that, because I wanted to watch it this week, but I barely had time to watch One Night Stand. It's really hard as a grown man with 4 kids and a job to try and watch something. Like some people sit there. Like I remember, like when I was young, my parents would watch all the soap operas every night and the news and all that sort of shit. That must be like 4 or 5 hours a night. I can barely get 3 hours in a week just to sit down and watch a bit of telly.
All them toys you're buying, mate.
Yeah, I'm always out in the middle of the night buying toys.
3POA did a look back at this very pay-per-view, and so I spoke about it on there, so I'll be repeating myself a little bit.
I think that was a year ago. Must have been a year ago, wasn't it?
Or maybe. I'm extra fond of this pay-per-view because I feel like it was the last time like our group of friends properly enjoyed some wrestling together. Callum, who makes all our music, he was there.
Yeah, it's the salad days, wasn't it?
So this was everyone was about to go off to uni and do things, and people were growing out of wrestling, and this was the last hurrah. And it was a good way to go out, I suppose. But it leaves me a bit sad that it never reached these dizzying heights again of coolness, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess it did it a year later, but that sort of went on to the rubbish ECW.
Yeah, but that wasn't so cool for us, but our friends had gone. I don't recall.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
2006.
Yeah, different. We started growing up a bit as well, didn't we?
Yeah, and
everyone drifts apart when you hit your early to mid 20s.
Yeah, so this was it. This was the last time I remember us all being kids, right? We were early 20s.
Early 20s, not a fucking care in the world.
No, yeah, beautiful. What a show.
Buying toys willy-nilly.
Yeah.
It's almost like some things don't change. Drinking beers with your friends and buying toys.
Hopefully forever. So, should we look at this line of toys?
We can do. I want to ask though, what was your favourite match from that show?
It's tough. I think it has to be Mike Awesome.
Yeah, Masato Tanaka.
Just because it was so un-WWE.
Yes, that was very good, but I don't think that's their best one either. They had a bunch on ECW pay-per-view that I had on VHS, and there was much better ones. Because I remember that being like everyone was raving about it, and I was just thinking that's not even their best one.
Yeah. No, I just to see that on a WWE show was like, wow, this is great. And then my second favorite match was probably JBL and the Blue Meanie at the end. No, the Dudleys were cool.
That was quite good. That was better than I remember it being, actually, because I remember just sort of a brawl around everywhere, but it wasn't like that at all. They had like nice little Easter eggs, people sort of popping up into the match and things. It was just a nice little homage to ECW, the whole match.
The Sandman's entrance when it played live.
Yeah, that was great. I watched it earlier today. It came up on my Facebook because as we're recording today, it's the 20th anniversary to the day of the show, and it came up with his Metallica entrance.
Fucking I shit you not, one of the greatest moments in wrestling history, I reckon, is that. Like, not expecting it, not expecting Sandman, not expecting WWE to allow Metallica. and just to get that entrance, and they pour beer on someone's tits, and
Yes.
fucking Mick Foley makes the call. He's like, they believe because he believes, and it's like, oh fucking, this is good. This is real good. Yeah, and Dreamer's face, he knows as soon as that music starts, he's like, "Fuck, this is, it's that's a moment." Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments ever, definitely. Second favorite to David Schultz slapping John Stossel.
Yes.
I'll rank my favorite moments one day.
Oh,
But
maybe we can do a whole series. You ranking your favorite moments in wrestling, your favorite moments in Coronation Street, and your favorite moments
yeah,
in your life.
yeah. Sadly, I have no doubt in my mind that my favorite moments in wrestling won't involve much actual wrestling.
I think that's what wrestling is, though.
I
And my
agree.
favorite moments also probably do not involve wrestling at all.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. Regal talks about it, like how he's had all these like really stiff matches, hard hitting, violent brawls. No one gives a shit.
Everyone just remembers him drinking a cup of piss.
Everyone just remembers him drinking a cup of piss and yelling about Kamala dancing on the desk. What is it all about, right?
Certainly
Yeah.
not the moves or the holds.
It's true. It's true. It's everything else. This line, this Jakks pay-per-view series 9, they do a pay-per-view line, and each series is named after the pay-per-view, right? It makes sense.
Yeah.
This one isn't called One Night Stand. This is a genuine Mandarin effect that we've both experienced, right? We
Yeah.
remember this line being branded One Night Stand, but it doesn't look like that happened.
I'm sure as well that I saw something pop up the other day when I was like researching the toys and trying to find out who was in the line. I'm sure I saw something that said ECW pay-per-view One Night Stand.
For us both to believe that was the case, there must have been some early advertising where that is what they were called, because they are called ECW pay-per-view, the return of ECW, instead of the show name. And I believe, rightly, that I reckon toy shops went, you're not putting the phrase One Night Stand on anything being sold in our shops.
Okay, how about we do it to Hardcore Heaven?
Yeah, you're not referring to a casual sexual encounter.
I do remember when I was younger and I had all these ECW videos. My brother Darren, the guy from Woolworths.
The guy from Woolworths.
Yeah. He sort of came up, looked at my videos, and he was like, sort of looking at me, and he's like, "Hardcore Heaven" and stuff like that. And he's like, "It just sounds like porno."
Yeah.
And it does. He's sort of looking at it. Oh shit, it does, doesn't it? Barely legal. Hardcore Heaven. Big ass extreme bash.
There you go.
Like, what does that even mean? Big ass extreme bash.
Lots of big bums.
How are you supposed to say it in a sentence? Which word are you hitting in that?
Ass.
Big ass extreme bash.
There you go. So this isn't even named correctly, these figures. This
Doesn't sound anything like a porno.
No, ECW pay-per-view, the return of ECW. But yeah, I absolutely reckon it was just a censoring from the toy shops.
That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, these toys that Jakks do are for kids.
Yeah, it's another thing. So this is the most recent line we've looked at. Everything's been from the late 80s or early 90s up until this point that we've looked at. And this is 2005. This will become a reoccurring theme as we do more and more lines, right? But one thing that I notice here, part of the fun of all this ranking is going, oh, I like this guy's pose. You could play with it like this. Now the articulation's all the same.
It loses a bit of the toy charm.
The magic has gone. Yeah. You're just there's no difference in how you can play with any of these
There's
guys.
a large reason why I don't like these sort of toys, like modern toys now. Like back in the day, like back in 2005, I collected the hell out of these sort of toys. I got loads of them, probably hundreds, wouldn't be an exaggeration. But I don't know, it does nothing for me now looking at them. Like when they've all got the exact, like you said, the exact same articulation. Yeah, and when you look at the amount of reused body parts, it's just, what are you really buying? It's just a head sculpt.
I was just about to say most of them. Yeah, most of them are reusing the same bodies. Nothing's to scale. Rey Mysterio's as big as anyone else here.
I think Rey Mysterio, remembering them, is a tiny bit smaller, maybe. Or maybe this version of him looks a bit stockier. Maybe that's what changed.
Okay.
But for me, the fucking thing that always annoyed me was Taz was massive. Like Taz, who's about 5'5", was about, when you put him to scale, about 6'6".
He's a weird shape here as well.
Yeah. We'll get to them. Should we start the ranking and then we can proper jump into them?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm sad that this show meant so much to me. a few months ago, or within the last year, you would have jokingly criticised the fact that I'll buy any toys now, right?
Yeah.
Do you recall? Like, I'll buy anything as long as I think it looks cool. And that's because I was so strict back here. So I was solely classic superstars.
Okay.
And I wouldn't look at other lines. I'll be like, no, 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 I'm just buying these. And I even when Mattel started doing their legends, I was just legends or elites. I wouldn't buy the defining moments and stuff because it wasn't the same line. And I've missed out on some great stuff just with these weird rules. So now I've removed the rules altogether, and
That's
I'll
good.
buy anything. So yeah, because I'm looking at these now and be like, why have I not bought these Dudleys ever? They're great. They're really
Yeah,
nice.
I've got these Dudleys. They're fucking fantastic. I got a bunch of these actually. I've probably got probably about 4 or 5.
You've got the Van Dam, I believe.
I've got Van Damme, Dudley's, Tommy Dreamer. I might have that Tajiri as well.
So Tajiri was never released as a classic superstar, and I love Tajiri. So I just never bought a Jakks one ever. Like, just why? Why? What am I playing at? So yeah, it's stupid having these rules. Everyone, you'll miss out on stuff
Yeah,
that you like.
just buy things you like is the best way to do it, isn't it? I think sometimes people sort of go, I'm fucking massively addicted to buying toys. I
Yeah,
need to scale this down or control it somehow. I'm going to put these borders in place to stop me going fucking mental.
I was just sort of neurotic with it, and
Yeah.
it's not good.
So I used to collect all of these, all the Jakks toys. I'd get Ruthless Aggression. What else was there?
Adrenaline two
There's Classic
packs.
Superstars, Ruthless Aggression, yeah, Adrenaline, stuff like that. I would just get anything, like anyone I wanted. And, if I didn't have someone, I tried to get them. I've got all the Spirit Squad and stuff like that. And it's like, that was a bit of a mission to get them all as well, because they all came out in different series.
We hung out a lot then, so I think you buying them probably made it easier for me to leave stuff on the shelves as well.
Yeah, so
Just
you could
because
sort of
I could
be
I
a
could
mine and
feel
hold it.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a loose collector, right? So we could
Yeah.
play with them. I could come to yours and we would play. Oh, good.
But then when this stopped as well, I remember actually being 23 years old and sitting in my flat in my underpants, drinking beer and playing ladder matches with these Ruthless Aggression figures and just thinking it's hilarious. Just, this is amazing. I think there was Demolition against Superstar Billy Graham and Rhino.
Oh,
But
good.
like with some of these toys, you'd get like a little board with barbed wire on and stuff like that. So it had all the sort of weapons.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And like had a belt hanging from the ceiling. So it was a big bit of string coming down that I'd stuck on the ceiling.
Oh, we've all done that, mate. Yeah, we've all done that. Yeah, the scale ring from Jakks was really good. I think we both had one of those, right?
I had the original Classic
Oh,
Superstar scaled ring, and
I
that's the
had the
one that would
cage.
implode. And you had the one they'd sort of fixed how you put it together. So
Yeah.
now I've actually got wrestling rings. I understand that the bottom of them needs like a ratchet strap going diagonally across to sort of pull it all in. But these rings had nothing like that. So you'd set it up and the turnbuckles would just fly out and they'd
Yeah.
snap. Oh, fucking so disappointed.
No, because it was expensive stuff, so you wouldn't just buy another one, right?
Yeah, especially if it just blew up and you didn't really know how to fix it. Elastic bands would have done the job, as it turned out.
There you go. Well done, mate. Well done.
Thanks.
Learning.
I've learned now. Yeah, learning now. I won't buy another one. Plus, it was huge. So where the fuck do you put it? I think I just had to get rid of it because the sheer size.
I've got a couple of scale rings now.
Of course you have.
Do I have a couple, or do I just have the one? Oh no, I've got a ring of honor. I do have a couple.
Where do you keep all this stuff? Do you just have it boxed up as well, just sort of in
Oh.
storage to an extent?
Yeah, because I want it loose. There's nowhere to put it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I just sort of buy stuff and I just sort of store it in my garage, like just
Yeah,
in boxes.
you know, I talk about being on free POA, and they ask me stuff like, you opening that, or you keeping it mint? It's like, well, it's staying mint for the time being because I've got nowhere to put it.
One day when I'm old, it might go out somewhere.
Yeah, when I'm fucking 80, I'm going to enjoy all of this shit.
I had a funny one this week. So I went to my garage where all my toys are stored because I knew
Hidden.
my toys are hidden
Yeah.
from everyone and myself. I wanted to do Toy of the Week this week as the Batman. So it went along with what we spoke about last week.
Yeah, you're good at this, by the way.
Yes.
The old social media, well done.
That Batmobile is yours. Did you know that?
Oh, wait, yeah, it was a gift from Breezer.
Yeah, Michael Bree. So he gave it to Liam to look after. Liam stored a load of his stuff in my garage. So I went there and I was like, I fucking know it's here somewhere. I was about an hour and a half looking for it. Like went through all the boxes, like my boxes, a few of Liam's boxes. I couldn't find it. I messaged Liam and I was like, you didn't take it back or anything, did you? It's like, definitely here. He's like, yeah, I wouldn't have taken it back. It's definitely there somewhere. So I went through the boxes again. The fucking first box I looked in, I opened it up. There was a few like boxed elites in there. Just put it to one side, like that's got elites in. I went back to that one after an hour and a half, and the Batmobile was under it.
Oh
It's
wow!
like an hour and a half I spent looking for that.
Is it good condition? I've never had an opportunity
Yeah,
to. Oh, excellent!
it was out of the box, used and everything, but yeah, still got all the bits.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good.
Yeah. So that's yours. If you ever want it, come and get it.
Oh yeah, no, I've got to go tour of the UK collecting stuff at some point.
Just going around to pick everything up from all the people that are buying you stuff and keeping hold of it.
It's necessary. It's necessary living here.
I'll stick a classy Rick figure in it for you.
Oh, thanks, mate. We'll rank the CIWW figures at some point.
Oh, that would be a fun game, wouldn't it? Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Get all those characters on. They can all ring the doorbell, apart from Liam. We won't let him in. All right, ECW. I don't particularly remember this pay-per-view line. It's sort of like a forgotten thing, right? I remember these sort of showing up, but
I can't remember the different lines. Like I said, like Jakks had loads of different ones. So they would just sort of come out. They'd just like be on shop shelves, wouldn't they? So you'd sort of get that. You wouldn't really pay attention to what line it was.
yeah.
Like I always saw it as those classic superstars and modern ones, and the modern ones were all different sort of things.
Yeah, it'll be good to. I'm glad we're starting. So this is our first Jakks series, and it's pay-per-view series 9, and I like to fill that out over time. That's nice. This is they are all specifically from this show, in a way.
I mean, they are, but it's a weird choice.
Yeah, sometimes we do these rankings, right? Worst to best, as always, and I say things like it's like a story of two halves, right? And this is very much that.
Should we chat about people that aren't in it now, or should we do it afterwards?
Oh, well, yeah, no, let's do it now then. So,
Because when you're saying it's a story of two halves, I think the people who aren't in it should be mentioned.
I think Jakks were too much in the mode of just pumping stuff out, as I say, and I think there were some proper missed opportunities for some nice sets here. Even like an ECW One Night Stand themed 2-pack of that Jericho versus Lance Storm would have been tremendous.
Yeah.
Really good. And just stuff like that. So we got no Jericho, we got no Lance Storm. Jericho's an odd omission, right?
Yeah. When you think of who's under contract, like, so they've done ones of guys that are in the stands, but they haven't done like Jericho, Little Guido,
Benoit,
Guerrero.
Yeah, there's some big guys like missing. Even from the guys who were on the balcony, Edge was there.
Yeah.
Not that I want more balcony blokes.
But even like a Cactus Jack, like Mick Foley and his Cactus Jack gear and stuff, you know?
Mick Foley, yeah.
Because obviously there's others. So it would have been a great chance to get a Masato Tanaka or a Mike Awesome or the Sandman. We later got Sandman, but it wasn't here.
No, Sabu as well. But
Sabu, yeah.
It was their first sort of proper appearances in WWE. I know they had been there in '97 on a Raw.
Yeah, but the fact they were there, like the fact they had Mike Awesome and Masato Tanaka, surely they could have got some sort of deal out of them to make toys.
I know what you mean, but I think it goes back to this. Just like this line isn't that, is it?
It's not a priority line, is it? It's just churning out some more bullshit because the next month they've got Great American Bash coming out or whatever it was.
Yeah. So that it's a shame. I wish, it's like wishing this was something else almost. Everyone who wrestled, it would have been great to have them as figures.
Yeah, I'd say a ring would be nice, an ECW ring, or just like a mat you put over the normal ring or something.
A fucking
entranceway, a balcony, so you could have like the balcony from the Hammerstein Ballroom, like just a section of balcony, just so you can make this scene, I guess.
We did get a basic sort of ECW branded ring at some point, no? It wasn't here, but I feel like we got that. Maybe when they actually launched the show, ECW.
But even a balcony would be good, right? So they could do like super crazy doing a moonsault up and things.
Yeah, but I can't, you know.
I know they're not going to.
Yeah, no, it would have been tremendous. Yeah.
Why don't they think about that? So we got like a bloody JBL in his casual clothes,
not wearing his tie. So those of these are inaccurate, right? That's partly the issue here. But again, I suppose we're doing this because for whatever's wrong with this and however inaccurate some of these are, the sort of top 4 or 5 are tremendous, are really good, and I'm sad I don't own them.
Yeah, I'd say we just look at it and think it'd be nice if they had done more of the ECW wrestlers that you wouldn't normally get. That would be cool. But obviously, we do know it's a shitty little toy line, and they're not going to bother doing that with this series.
If it was a proper tribute to the show type line, that would be, yeah. I just feel like this wasn't your standard pay-per-view, and based on the success, because the pay-per-view exists because of the success of the DVD.
Yeah.
So there's an argument that they could have reassessed how much effort they put into this line if there was customers, right? Yeah, I feel like ever so slightly short-sighted, but they're making money, right? Churning them out, making money. But yeah, it's a shame in hindsight to look back and be like, oh, this could have been more. That's always what we're saying. There's could have been more.
Yeah, we just want more. We're excited little boys. We just want more from a toy line. And we can maybe someone will listen to this and think we need to get those guys in our company.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to them.
Let's do One Night Stand justice.
Properly.
Yeah.
Fucking properly. Because I guess like Super Crazy hadn't had a toy because he hadn't been signed at this point either, had he? Came along after with the Mexicals.
No, and Rhino
had figures because he was in WWE before.
But he re-signed at this point, or was this a one and done?
A one and done, yeah. He was fired like a month before or something.
And Dudleys were let go not long after this, right?
Yeah, I don't think they had done anything for about a year. They had just been sitting around at home doing nothing.
So they were at the tail end of their stint with WWE.
Yeah.
It's a weird period because based on the success of the ECW DVD, you would think they would do more to keep these guys around instead of just letting like Rhino and Dudleys go.
Well, Rhino got fired, I think, because he fucking started kicking shit over in a hotel or doing some damage in a hotel or something. And I think he had just sort of got divorced or something like that, maybe. So he probably wasn't in the best personal space. And then the Dudleys, they'd just done everything. They'd been there for quite a long time. There was nothing more for them to do. Like, I think they'd literally just run out of ideas.
No, fair enough. Sabu, it is worth noting that we've never had a figure of Sabu from this event because he had tiny bits of plasters all over him. Yeah, I assume he was covered in barbed wire at Hardcore Homecoming.
Yeah, that was the day before, wasn't it then?
Was it just the day before?
But Masato Tanaka had loads of tape all over him as well.
So we never got a Mike Awesome, did we?
No.
Because out of the guys that weren't here, but we do later get toys, we do get a Joey Styles, we do get a Sandman, we do get a Sabu, we do get a Super Crazy.
Super Crazy. Psychosis, we get Psychosis.
We do get a Psychosis.
Yeah.
Such a shame that match has ruined the one with Rey Mysterio because he takes his mask off.
Yes.
And the fans just aren't into it.
But if he came out without his mask, I think it would have been fine. There was a few points though where the fans just weren't into stuff. Like when Benoit wrestled Guerrero, the fans were all just shouting at the SmackDown guys on the balcony.
That's a very odd match to watch.
Yeah, strange. It doesn't go on for too long either. I think did their time get cut or something like that, and Eddie Guerrero was pissed off about it or something.
One of them was pissed, or both of them were. It was it's worth a watch because it's odd to watch. But yeah, all right, let's start. 12 figures in this line, quite a big line.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger ones we've done, isn't it?
So much filler that isn't even needed. But you can, again, it goes back to them, you know, they're a company trying to make money, right? So Steve Austin starts this. Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's the worst of the bunch in my eyes. And you can see why they've added him. He's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was on the show, the biggest star on the show.
Yeah.
It makes sense. But yeah, the toys he came out in like a football jersey. Texas Outlaws, I think you said.
Yeah.
And this figure's just nearly a plain black t-shirt tucked into his jeans.
Just your standard Stone Cold Steve Austin, isn't it?
Yeah, but worse.
Jeans, t-shirt. Yeah, he's got a can of beer.
Because a standard Steve Austin, the plain t-shirt might have Austin 316 on the front or something. But this being plain black looks a bit weird.
Yeah, it's definitely worse.
Yeah, it's just disappointing. Disappointing start.
It just didn't need to be there. You don't need to make a toy of a guy who came out to drink beer at the end of the show.
Just the biggest star.
Where's our Tracy Smothers?
Where the fuck is our Tracy Smothers? Yeah, I agree with that. No, we've never had a 6-inch Tracy Smothers, have we?
We've never had any Tracy Smothers.
There's never been. Surely there has.
I can't think of a toy line where Tracy Smothers exists.
That's horrendous. Wow. All right.
Think about that, mate.
I'm blown away already.
Poor Tracy Smothers. Put some respect on his name.
He's one of the ones that looks like when he realizes what's happened to the Blue Meanie, he tries to get a JBL.
Yes, he does look like he's just punching JBL in the face.
There's a good bit where it look. They must. It's hard to work out what they had planned, who's working or what. But there's a good bit where it looks like Sandman's restraining JBL with his cane,
Yeah.
and Tracy Smothers is just tagging him in the head. It's really good. Great bit. And then Bubba grabs JBL and sort of
Gets him
pulls
out
him
the
out
ring,
the ring
yeah.
and like, save his ass. But yeah, no, what a hero. Sadly, I do think JBL is one of the stars of the show. Up next, in 11th position, is Paul Heyman. Not a bad toy. I mean, it is a bad toy. I'm zooming in it. It looks like a young drunk Arn Anderson or something. Ollie Anderson with no beard.
He's not wearing the right clothes, is he? He hasn't got his long leather trench coat.
Yeah, and there's no. Is there an ECW on the hat? Or maybe there is. He's got a headset. I think he did have a headset on.
Yeah, he had a headset in that. Yeah, so that's quite good.
It's just a weird suit mold that I don't like.
It's just the standard one. It's like the standard Paul Heyman that would have come out for him being like general manager and things.
Yeah, and I think
just wearing a suit.
I reckon they possibly released this exact same body with a Paul Bearer or something.
Yeah, probably did. They did that all the fucking time, Jakks.
Yeah. So this needed a trench coat.
It's a trench coat away from being acceptable.
Yes, yeah. Well put, Marty. Well put.
Thanks, mate.
I don't mind Paul Heyman being on this line. That's quite nice. He's obviously ECW original, the Mr. ECW himself. But just, yeah, not a good job here.
Yeah, a long trench coat and a microphone. That would have gone quite a long way.
I will say Mattel are releasing a defining moments of Paul Heyman in that exact look as part of a 4-pack on Ringside Collectibles.
Ooh, who else is in the 4-pack?
Mattel's first bloody figure, Steve Austin from WrestleMania 13.
In a 4-pack?
Yes, defining moments. So they pick 4 guys.
So that's not just not a series. It's an actual one box.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's how they do it these days. I think Ringside might split them up so you can buy them individually, but it's cheaper to buy them all together, obviously. And then Kurt Angle's in it, I believe, with the night he got his head shaved.
Shaved head, yeah.
King of the Ring 2001?
I don't know if he got his head. No, I don't think it's King of the Ring. It might be Judgment Day or something.
Oh, okay.
Because he wrestled in the King of the Ring tournament and Edge beat him, but they carried on feuding, so it's probably the next show.
Okay. And a Logan Paul figure. And I like Logan Paul in WWE. Belongs in prison in real life, but he's a great wrestler. Great wrestler.
He's a good wrestler.
Not to be trusted with his crypto nonsense, but yeah, so that's the 4-pack. And if you get excited and you want to buy that on ringsidecollectibles.com, use the code SALA for 10% off.
Cellar with a C.
Cellar with a C, yeah.
Like I'm going to lock you in my cellar, not I am a toy seller.
Yes. Well, thank you for clarifying that, Mike. I don't get anything out of that. I need to.
You need to get people giving you 5%. You'll get 10% off and give me the other 5%. Strong arm them into doing it.
There you go. So yeah, this Paul Heyman's being rectified by Mattel. That's the point of all of that. Very welcome update. And then up next, quite nice, right? So before I announce who it is, quite nice that in the same series we got Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, it's quite good actually. I didn't really think about that.
That's quite cool. Mr. ECW and Mr. WCW. And the issue with Bischoff here is it looks nothing like he looked because he had a skinhead, and this is Bischoff with the big, lovely head of hair.
Yeah, they could have done that, couldn't they? I wonder if they did one with the skinhead. I don't remember seeing a Jakks toy with that.
Maybe not. Maybe yeah. So just
a lazy bastards.
Not a bad Bischoff.
It's not a bad Bischoff. It's not true to this event when everything else they're doing is quite, event driven. Like I reckon this guy should probably be last. Actually, with that, at least the other guys have got the right face.
Yeah, I suppose I fully accept that as an argument. I suppose I looked at Bischoff and I was like, it's not bad. I don't like the Austin toy. This Bischoff isn't a bad Bischoff toy. It just is inaccurate. Whereas the Austin toy, I wouldn't want no matter what it was from.
But it's not a bad Austin toy.
I just don't like the shirt.
But then Bischoff's got a completely wrong head.
But Bischoff...
And maybe clothes as well. Was he even wearing that? I've got no idea.
No, I think he was. I think
he might have been, yeah.
Yeah. No, but Bischoff has looked more like this than Steve Austin has looked like that.
I don't know. I reckon at some point Steve Austin looks exactly like that, just wearing a plain black t-shirt and jeans. He's wearing the My Brother Darren kit from 2003.
Oh, maybe. Hey, in a way, these are interchangeable. But yeah, no, I've gone Bischoff's 10th here. I as I say, I'm don't mind the figure. Just the head is off. It's wrong. It's the wrong head. This shows where they're at, right? Jakks are like, right, do a Bischoff. That head's fine, and it's just
Churn
like
it out.
from like 2 years before this. In terms of the pay per view, he did a little promo. It was all right, but he wasn't needed on this show at all.
No. I reckon it was WWE sort of lacking confidence that ECW could go out there and put a good show on. So they want to stick some known faces in the crowd to make like a story out of it.
Oh, I fully agree. Because on the Raw and SmackDown, it was announced that they were heading to the pay per view, right? I'm pretty sure it wasn't a surprise that they turned up. I reckon that was it. There was no confidence in Masato Tanaka to.
They kept drilling home the name as well. What was it, like the anti-ECW SmackDown Crusaders or something like that? And then the same with Raw, the anti-ECW Raw Crusaders. They kept hitting that one home, and it's like, fucking hell, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
There's a really good bit where I suppose it happens with JBL and Bischoff, where Joel Gertner is on the balcony chatting to them.
Yes.
Did you catch this?
Yeah, JBL nearly pushes him off the balcony.
JBL very nearly pushes him off the balcony.
Just a massive shove, and it's like, holy cow, that guy could have just plummeted to his death.
He shoves him hard enough that he's definitely going to hit the floor, but that could have gone wrong. That absolutely could have gone wrong. Up next, in 9th place, I've got... I like how this toy looks, but again, for this show, I don't need Kurt Angle in a blue SmackDown polo shirt.
No, it's so unrequired.
Yeah, it's not a bad looking figure, but yeah, it's just There's a whole team of these, even in this line.
I've got that Angle, the same face on a proper wrestling Kurt Angle as well. So that face had come about before as well. You know, they're just churning these fucking things out.
It's very accurate to the show, though, I suppose, right? Because it's like,
so in that sense, it's good.
Well, no, very accurate to the show in terms of how Kurt Angle looks, but also very accurate to the show in terms of you feel like these guys don't even need to be here.
Yes,
this
so
line will
sense really accurate.
Yeah, this line will do fine without them.
Yes. The funny thing I always thought about his appearance on the show, like everyone starts chanting him, like, "You suck dick," and he doesn't deny it. He just says, "Your mum taught me how." Like, yes, I do. And the person who showed me was your mum.
That's very good.
Yeah, he could have just said, "No, I don't."
Good old Angle. Yeah, he looked cool, I suppose. If you're gonna, I think him and JBL would have been enough on the show.
Probably would be, right? Yeah.
Because you even fancy their chances in a bit of a fight as well.
Yes, two hard bastards. Just...
Yeah, and Regal. Maybe those two and Regal, they're going to ECW and they're going to fucking cause trouble. Yeah, Angle doesn't need to be here. He's not the worst toy here, but he's just not. He's not essential. I can't imagine many people desperate to pick this up at all.
The good thing about this is on the box, Kurt Angle's wearing the exact same clothes as Eric Bischoff, a black shirt and what color would you say that is? Like khaki tan jacket.
Yeah,
weird.
Well, good choice. Good choice.
They could have put him in a blue polo shirt. Would have made more sense.
I even think at one point Kurt Angle ripped his top off during the event, and I think this would have been a better figure if it had no shitty blue polo shirt.
I don't mind the blue polo shirt. That's the one bit of it I don't mind.
A topless Angle in dress pants.
And he's got a microphone as well. Oh, we didn't mention Eric Bischoff comes with a sippy cup.
Oh, there you go. Some of it's spilling out, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's a bit sort of squished.
Oh, wait,
He's got the straw sticking out.
He does actually throw a drink on Joel Gertner, no?
Oh, he might do, yeah.
That might be a nice little touch from Jakks.
So the props so far, not bad. Heyman's got a cap and a headset. Bischoff's got a cup. Angle's got a microphone.
Steve Austin's got a beer.
Yeah. Shame JBL doesn't have loads of beers.
Yeah, big shame, right? Do you remember the DVD had alternative commentary and you can just listen to JBL throughout the whole event?
No, I reckon that would be horrendous.
That was a thing.
Nice. I've got that on DVD. Maybe I'll whip it out and we could do a listen along.
He was mic'd up and there's alternative content and he's just getting drunk. Up next is the man himself, JBL, the star of the show. This figure needed a tie. He was wearing a tie throughout.
Yeah.
Probably needed to be a bit fatter as well.
Paul Heyman comes with a tie. They could have used that body or shirt, wherever they've got on him.
Shame, because as I say, I'm a big fan of JBL here.
And again, comes with a cowboy hat and a microphone.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
little props.
He was the best Crusader on the show, and he's the best Crusader here in this line too, I reckon. Easy pickings, really. But do you agree with that? Would you say JBL, out of those first 5, he's the one you'd probably want the most?
Yeah.
Based on what he did and how cool he looks as a toy.
Yeah, it's good JBL.
Missing a tie, that's all.
I would rather a Super Crazy in this line, or a Masato Tanaka, or a Mike Awesome.
Or a bloody blue meanie.
Yeah, or a bloody blue meanie, but we've got a JBL.
We've got a JBL.
And he was a menace throughout, so why not?
And then the remaining 7 figures here are all ECW originals, all wrestled on the show. Well, Taz came out at the end and choked out Angle, right, to renew their feud. He looked a bit fat. He wasn't wrestling at the time, right? So that's why he did very little. I think
he was really short and stocky, just generally. Like, he's a very small man, small and wide.
If you look at this figure, it's a weird shape. I don't like it.
It's the shirt, isn't it? He's got a weird shirt on that sort of goes down like a dress.
A massive rubber shirt and a tiny head.
And a standard Jakks are using the same legs for a JBL and a Taz, so they're really long legs.
And a white towel that Mr. Perfect would have instead of a nice black one.
Yeah, it's not the best.
No, I think I'm siding on wanting the ECW talent within this line, and that's why he's bottoming. Bottoming?
Bottoming, it can be a word if you choose it to be.
Okay, no, I'll say that more confidently. He's bottoming this set of 7 at the end here because
he's a bottomizer.
Yeah, it's not good, but I would rather this over any of the non-ECW blokes before him.
Fair. Split it into 2.
Yeah.
Although Paul Heyman is an ECW bloke, but we'll forget about that.
Yeah, but barely. Barely in this sense. Because Anyway. Again, Rey Mysterio's up next. It's a good looking, on its own, this looks like a great Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, wearing a silver gear that he wore on the show. Can't really complain about that.
The head sculpt's excellent. The silver gear is nice and shiny. I reckon if we put these all side by side, the scale would annoy me.
Yes. Yeah, that was the good thing about when Mattel took over the license, as they were going for scale, which Jakks just never did.
No.
So the Jakks scale's all over the place. Like, scale doesn't exist for these toys.
No, but on its own, if you had no toys in your collection and you bought this Rey Mysterio only, you might love this toy.
Yeah, I think I've got some of these Rey Mysterio ones, the ones with this exact body, but probably different colors. It's some of the better Rey Mysterios.
Yeah.
But the thing that was rubbish about this one is he wore his like WWE gear. The next year, he went back to wearing like tights rather than his big trousers, like he wore when he was in ECW.
Oh, did he? What, against Sabu?
Sabu, yeah. So that's why they wore tights, which is different. So went to like what Jericho did of wearing his old gear.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because that was something that was a missed opportunity. I say missed opportunity. He had bad knees, didn't he? And he couldn't wear tights properly.
Well, he did the next year. He just had like a brace on or something, maybe.
Okay. I vaguely remember the fans not enjoying it was just WWE Ray.
Yeah. And same with Benoit and Guerrero as well. Like, why didn't Guerrero wear like the bright green zebra print tights or something like that?
I thought about those exact tights when I watched it the other night.
There was some elements of it were still too WWE, but it was just the guys being who they were at the time.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be no different to us going out there like we are now and doing it rather than dressing like we did when we were 21.
Do you think some of them just couldn't be fucked with the show? It didn't mean as much
seemed
to
like
maybe.
Benoit and Guerrero didn't give a fuck, but I think they were in a ECW for a very short period of time. They probably didn't overly give a shit.
No, that's fair. Up next, this is where it starts to get. I suppose from Rey Mysterio onwards, I would like these toys. I would pick these up if they were easy to get hold of. They're easy and not too pricey. So Ray's good. Tajiri next.
Oh, we didn't mention Ray does come with an accessory.
A slot bucket.
A slot bucket, yeah, because, why not? Give him a chair, it'd make more sense. Just fucking slot bucket, what's that?
Yeah, Jakks did that, didn't they? This is them much more tame, I suppose, because when they started with the bone crunchers and stuff, they were putting wacky accessories, like big rubber tires and CD racks and stuff.
Things you might find around the house.
Lamps. Yeah. This is quite tame now. This is all, Henry Godwin might have had that bucket at one point.
Well, I don't know. They could have given him a table or something,
No,
just something more befitting the show.
sure. Again, it's back to us wishing this was something it isn't.
Yeah, it is what it
Shame.
is. He's got a bucket. Enjoy.
Yeah, take that. Tajiri's up next. I love Tajiri. I suppose because it's the first time we're seeing Tajiri on this podcast, right? And he's a fave of mine. So he's here, and I'd like this toy. It's a weird looking Tajiri, though. The body's not right, is it?
No,
Is his head too small? What's going on?
I don't really know. The body's too tall. The head's a bit small. The body's that of like a 6'6" man again, but Tajiri's about 5'7".
Yeah, I want more.
We like Tajiri.
Did he wear elbow pads?
I don't think so. He might have done sometimes or something, but I generally don't think so.
Yeah, so he's got elbow pads on here, so that will make him look a little bit weirder just to the eye, to the naked eye. The detail on the trousers looks nice, probably accurate to the show. Yeah, I need a Tajiri. I just don't know. Don't know if this is the one. This is probably not the best Tajiri, I would imagine. I'd hope not.
There probably isn't many. I don't think does Mattel ever do it to Tajiri?
Mattel haven't done a Tajiri yet. No, I reckon Jakks did easily 10.
I reckon they're all the same.
No, I reckon they have different patterns and prints on their
But the head
trousers.
sculpt's all the same.
Maybe it's exactly the same figure and the trousers just change.
And you got the same problem again with the body being too big.
Again, like why not? Just I don't know. I don't know why I want more effort from these companies. Well, no, I know why I want more effort because I fucking want these toys to be as cool as possible. But why do we never get a Tajiri with green mist dripping down his chin and chest?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right?
It'd be like a water squirting toy. He's got like a little backpack on that you squeeze or something and it pours out his mouth.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
Is he not a big enough star to put that kind of effort in? Is that the reality?
No, he is. He's been in WWE for quite a long time at this point, like a few years, like consistently. He's won belts. He's been tag team champion, cruiserweight champion.
So he comes with a brown wooden baseball bat covered in brown barbed wire.
Yeah, they can have to colour the barbed wire in.
No, it's not
Or
worth
it's rusty and he's going to give someone tetanus.
Well, that's Tajiri in 5th place. Again, I would.
It's fine. I think I've got one of these Tajiris. I got excited and bought a Ruthless Aggression Tajiri or something.
See, so I'm not a customizer in any way, right? So when I have these figures and stuff, I would hate to remove his elbow pads, even though I should. But I'd want to keep it complete. Yeah. So, disappointing. But no, it's Tajiri. He's cool. Great match as well. Didn't win though, did he? Super Crazy won. Again, another surprise. Blown away that Super Crazy was given the win on the show.
Yeah, cracking match as well. Really enjoyed that. I was like, takes you right back to ECW watching that one.
One of the most memorable things for me about the original ECW is the 4-man dance and the 3-man dances and the way they were elimination matches.
Yeah.
And no one does it. And I feel like it's such a missed opportunity.
It adds quite a lot to it.
So cool.
Yeah.
I can only believe that companies are so desperate to like keep people hot and not have certain stars take pins, but just get over yourselves.
But when you do it like that, 2 people can pin 1 person. So in a way, it's a bit better.
Oh, it's so much. I wish AEW in their quest to be different from WWE. I feel like that's something they've just followed the route of having multi-man matches with one fall to a finish, and I hate it. Really stifles my enjoyment of it. That's
I like a 3-way dance. It's good.
Yeah, that famous one with was it Taz, Tanaka, and Awesome.
Yeah, where Taz lost the world title because they both pinned him.
Taz went out immediately.
Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, if you're listening, Tony Khan.
Of course he is.
Or Triple H.
They're listening on their wives' Spotify accounts.
Yes, that's it. Right, we're down to the final 4. I've got Bubba Ray Dudley up next. Great figure, but similar to Taz, he's got that wacky big rubber shirt.
I don't mind it as much on Bubba Ray because he's a big guy.
Sure, I agree with that, and that's why he's a few places ahead of Taz. But it is a weird. Out of the final 4, he probably looks the most weird, I would say.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good one.
Again, this is one I want.
What's his accessory? What does he come with?
A projector stand or something. What is that?
I don't know. It looks like a table with a bit broken out of it or something.
A lawnmower?
No idea. A lawnmower. A
Who
brown
knows?
thing. It's got something brown with potentially a hole in it.
Yeah, it's odd, right? Because between us, we bought lots of Jakks figures, and I don't recognize this accessory.
No, it's quite confusing.
See, now if I want to get this, I have to get this one boxed because I want that accessory.
It'd be good if he came with a box of matches or something, so you could really set your tables on fire.
Ah, that would be nice, right? Yeah, the Dudleys aren't even coming with tables here.
Like, we'll get to Devon in a minute. His accessory's good.
Yeah. And then we get a really nice Van Damme who's dressed perfectly.
Dressed perfectly. He's got a knee brace on because he's injured, and he comes with a chair.
I don't know how these legs scale with these shorts because he's got the cut-off jeans. But one thing that always bothered me about the Van Damme Jakks figures is they were one of the smallest figures.
Oh, okay. Yes, they were, weren't they?
Yeah.
The legs would be different though. That's why it's probably the singlet that made them a bit smaller that they gave him something.
Who knows how tall this guy is? But yeah, the Van Damme's always a little bit too small. I have no doubt in my mind that Rey Mysterio dwarfs Van Damme.
Ooh, Jags.
Yeah, no, it's painful because hey, this was us, right? We loved this shit. Classic Superstars was my entry back into collecting. Couldn't get enough of it, but yeah, it was all over the shop. Having like 1, 2, 3 Kid taller than Diesel and stuff. Ah, man.
Giant Gonzalez was big though.
Yes,
so
that's
they
true.
got that right. So Giant Gonzalez, Great Khali, and Big Show were bigger than everyone else. So
Andre as well.
Andre, yeah.
This Van Damme knee brace chair. He did a good spot with a chair still, even though he was injured. Great bit on the show. Great promo.
Yeah.
Great figure. I think this is a head we've seen a few times, and I vaguely remember not liking this head. I don't like the ponytail on it, I think.
Yeah, they Van Damme heads generally were all over the place, weren't they? They had a few wacky ones.
Well, they had a few with the upside down ponytail.
Yeah, like he was jumping in the air.
Yeah, which is a nice idea, sort of.
Nice idea if, say, in the packaging he's doing a move, so it looks like they're making him jump, then it'd be quite good. But any other time, biff, biff, biff.
The thing I like about these top 4 figures, I suppose the Taz as well, maybe, is these top 4. I don't recall them wearing this gear at any other shows. I don't recall the Dudleys wearing the purple on any other shows.
No, I guess they wouldn't have, right? Because they did it here and then they were gone.
And then Van Damme obviously is in street clothes because he was injured. So this Van Damme probably represents the show the most. If I think of all these toys, I'm like, oh, that's One Night Stand. That's every other toy I probably wouldn't have guessed that Tajiri was from this show, but that Van Damme's like, oh, that was that night, and that was cool.
And you wouldn't guess the JBL because he's not got a tie on.
No, he's not got his tie, and he's not drunk. He doesn't stink of booze. Good if it came stinking of booze.
That'd be quite good. There was a He-Man toy that came and it smelt.
Stinkor?
Stinkor, yeah.
I had a Funko Pop, and I think they did the same thing.
They did, yeah. The Funko Pop smelt as well. Smelled quite nice though. The Funko Pop didn't smell bad.
It was scented.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I had that loose, the Funko Pop, and had it in my cabinet. My whole cabinet smelt.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Well, and then there's 2 left. Devon Dudley up next. Devon Dudley often gets a better figure than Bubba. I'm not sure why I feel that way.
Yeah, this one's great.
Sometimes Devon's the only one that gets a figure. So the TNA line, they released a really good Devon Dudley figure and no Bubba.
How strange.
It was the end of the line, the end of the license, and we got a fantastic. Check out. I'll send you. Maybe we'll post it. Check out an image of that TNA Devon. Amazing figure. One of his best. But yeah, no Bubba. And then yeah, this happens a few times. I think the ECW figures, I think the Devon's better than the Bubba. The original San Francisco Toymaker one. Would you?
Oh, those ones. Oh, those are really good. Sorry, I didn't realize you're talking about the original ones, but you're just talking about these. Yeah, we are chatting about these. Is it better? They're really good. It's hard to say. Yeah, maybe. I really like the Bubba though, but yeah, maybe the Devon is better.
Oh, even when the Bubba's good, I just feel like Devon's always the one coming out better. I don't know. I felt like that a few times. I think the Mattel's the same. All the Mattels. Yeah, good.
This was good. And his accessory is a can of petrol.
It is a can of petrol.
Yeah, good. They didn't even use petrol when they set fire to the tables. They just used like lighter fluid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Squirting out of little bottles. These guys are nah, he's not fucking about now.
Oh, I know why I prefer this to the Bubba. The Bubba's in that rubber
that you don't
shirt.
know.
You're right. It's not that bad on Bubba. I just think Devon looks much cooler here.
Yeah, they've done a good job. Like it's textured and everything. It's got the ripples in the shirt. You don't need to make one that's out of rubber when they make them look at this good.
Yes, exactly right. head sculpt on D1's tremendous here. Oh, it's hard to see from this picture. It looks like he might even have some scarring, but maybe not.
Shame they didn't do bloody variants.
Ah, right. And then interesting that 3 of the top 4 here are the main event. We're just missing Sandman. Because
Yeah.
first, I don't recall ever seeing this. I don't recall you owning this, but maybe you did.
Yeah, I think I do, yeah.
Oh, man. Tommy Dreamer in a proper old school ECW shirt. And that's what I really like about this. It's a good looking Tommy Dreamer as well, but plain black trousers. Yeah, it's the ECW logo shirt that does it for me.
Yeah, it's good.
Really
Solid Tommy
nice.
Dreamer. Again, a bloody variant would have been great.
This one's quite pricey to get hold of because I've wanted it in the lead up to this.
Oh, okay.
Tough
What,
to
boxed or loose?
fucking either or.
Okay.
I would take loose if it was good condition and it came with the 2x4.
Well, if it is in loose condition, but it's been in Marty's loft for ages and it's really sticky.
Oh, I'd buy that for you. This is my favourite. I can't fault the Tommy Dreamer. Probably as well because as we've been doing this, I'm always partial to people who haven't had many toys released. And however many Jakks he had, he's only had one basic Mattel. He never had an Elite.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He only came in a 2-pack with Christian, and they are basic figures.
Oh, wow.
Starved.
Yeah, he had a few Jakks ones, different head sculpts as well.
Yeah, but most of them would be weird. In WWE, he always wore like WWE branded t-shirts or event branded t-shirts, and that sort of made him suck balls to begin with, right? So to have like the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, with an ECW shows, it's same thing, right? It's just the like an event or branded
It's the exact
company,
thing you're just saying you didn't like.
yeah, company
But you
branded
like these
t-shirt.
ones, yeah.
But ECW's cooler than WWE. That's it. Yeah, no, this is great. That's the 12. Steve last, Tommy first. Do you have any objections to any of that, or are you fairly?
I would probably put Bischoff last. The top ones, I'd say pretty accurate, yeah. I think maybe I prefer Bubba to Van Dam. So I think maybe Devon's my favourite out of the bunch.
I nearly put Devon first, and
You just like Tommy Dreamer's t-shirt.
I just like Tommy Truman's t-shirt. I had Bubba above Van Dam, and that was a late change. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck, I like this Van Dam. I like it representing obviously the Bubba represents the show, but I really like this odd Van Dam, this period where he didn't get to wrestle and he's gutted on the show. Rey Mysterio is a really good toy here. I will say that. I did say that, but just
It's not
yeah,
very ECW, is it?
that's
Very
it.
accurate to the event, but
That's it.
I want a bloody Psychosis with his mask on and his big hair.
Yeah, like I say, you can get a Joey Styles and stuff. So they did sort of make right, but wish this was all online exclusive One Night Stand branded stuff.
Yeah, that'd be better. Characters that you're not going to get again because this is One Night Stand.
Yeah,
This is the only chance you're going to get these toys of Masato Tanaka, Mike Awesome, Tracy Smothers.
like you say, bloody variants and stuff. Yeah, this.
Yeah. Yeah, well done, Jax. You fucked it.
All right, well that's the 12 then. So all that remains is the standard question. All right. So
Okay.
you're in Woolworths.
Love Woolworths, mate. Saturday morning.
You're with your mum and your older brother Darren. And your older brother Darren has got excited watching some ECW, right? Doesn't normally like wrestling. But on this day, he's seen something that he's never seen before.
So he's watching it on Bravo because it might not have been the wrestling he was watching.
Hardcore heaven. And he's like, I like this ECW thing. This is boobs everywhere. No, so he's got excited. He's seen some Sabu. So he's borrowed some of your mum's super silky lime green pajama bottoms and
Classic,
wrapped himself in barbed wire and gone to the Woolworths with you.
What a legend.
Right. Hardcore legends. He's got a white towel on his head. That's cultural appropriation and wrong, damn it. But he's doing it anyway. And you've just entered Woolworths and he's set up a chair. And he's attempted the triple jump moonsault, but he doesn't know what one is, right? So he's just jumped onto a chair and over the sort of CD rack. He's fallen. He's hurt. He's really hurt himself.
Oh God, is he all right? Is he proper hurt?
He's got loads of little punctures on him from the barbed wire. He's broken an arm. He's bleeding quite a lot.
I
And he'll,
reckon the people at work in Woolworths are fucking loving it, and they're just that's armor.
yeah. Oh wait, we can't.
Horrible little shit.
Yeah, the phone's not working. We will call an ambulance, but it's engaged. And your mum's like, bloody hell, Martin, Darren's bleeding to death here. Will you pick one of these? I can see the entire lines there, that old ECW pay-per-view, the return of ECW line that you've been banging on about. They're all there. Go pick two. Go pick two.
Oh, good. I'm glad you said two because I was going to pick two.
Oh, there you go. Well, your mum's. Bloody hurry up, though, Darren. Darren, you've ruined my pajama bottoms.
So I'm going to quickly grab me a Bubba Ray and a Devon Dudley, and then I'm going to go and check on Darren and look at him and just go, "Are you in immense pain?" I've got my toys. That Darren's hurt.
Your mum's more upset that that lovely lime green pajama top that's still in her closet now has no matching bottoms because Darren's torn them to shreds and covered them in blood. He might not even be welcome to Woolworths next week.
Well, it's lucky she's in Woolworths. She could probably pick up another pair.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay, well, that's good. So if I was going to pick two, I'd pick the Tommy Dreamer and the Rob Van Dam because you've taken the Dudleys.
And you've got the ECW shirts that you really like.
I do like ECW, the company shirts, yeah.
The company shirts, company logo. Where would you rank this series then amongst all the series we've looked at?
Oh, that's a good question. We shot our load with Darren, haven't we?
Yeah,
Oh, that's tough because, as I say, some of the fun's gone. By 2005, these haven't got. I might love that Taz with a really fat body and a small head if it had a weird arm action.
If his head flipped round and the one inside his body's got a towel on it,
Right?
that would be really good, actually.
Right?
Oh man.
Oh yeah. So it's hard to suddenly jump into the future like
you know
we
what
have.
would be good? Talking about the flippy heads, as if you could flip them, and some of them have got blood.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that's proper toys.
Yeah. We've jumped about 14 years into the future, and it's just not
Worse. It's just worse, isn't it?
It's not better. It's not more fun because these are like we say, these are kids' toys, right? Still, I don't think these are for the adult collector. Not quite. Are they better than Demolition Man? Yes.
I don't know.
Oh, you're fucking shitting me.
You're saying you would rather an Eric Bischoff with his long flappy grey hair over a water shooting Wesley?
I think I might.
Oh, get out.
But I can see the argument for more fun. There's no vehicles. There's no ring. There's no extras.
Well, they've all got little bits with them, I guess. Eric Bischoff's got his
Oh yeah.
drink.
So Demolition Man did have a car. No, man. If I had
Just as a series,
if I had the full set of these versus the full set of Demolition Man, I still think I prefer these.
you telling me you prefer the standard Stone Cold Steve Austin and Darren 2003 attire? You'd rather that than a hook action friendly,
A battle hook friendly?
battle hook friendly.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man, I'd much rather a battle hook friendly.
Are these dead bottom for you?
Think so. Just because also they're all going to be released again in different clothes.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Fuck it. They're dead bottom. I mean,
if they're not dead bottom, they're one above Demolition Man and nothing else. They're below everything else.
oh yeah, I might agree with that fully. Yeah, I think I was so disappointed with Demolition Man being. It was like ultimate laziness, right? It was completely just like repainting a different line of toys.
As opposed to this. They've literally just repainted another series of toys.
Oh yeah, but at least these were wrestlers to begin with. Some effort at some point was made into making Kurt Angle, right? And he's not been repainted from a Leonardo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
No, but I suppose it is Kurt Angle's head, I guess, right? It's a good head sculpt. And the rest of it's random. You might be right.
I think Battle Hook Friendly's still the worst toy we've ever seen.
It is. I think in my head now, though, I think it's hilarious. So I sort of rate it higher than it should be rated.
Okay, no, that's fair. I would agree with that. If it's beaten Demolition Man, it's not beaten anything else. It's not beaten even the Batman Kenner line had stuff, like
I had loads of stuff. Yeah.
cool stuff, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, that's a shame, but I agree. All those Batmans did something. They each attempted to do something cool, right?
Yeah, they tried.
Nothing's going on here.
You've been excited because some of the t-shirts say ECW. That's your favorite bit of this whole thing. The
Okay, yeah,
decal on that t-shirt's really nice to me.
yeah, yeah. That's true. If those t-shirts were plain black, this would be completely shit. Okay, all right. Are you happy with this being above Demolition Man? Or are you still not even sure about that?
I don't mind it being above Demolition Man because when I think about Demolition Man now, I think Battle Hook Friendly's funny and
Yeah.
Water Shooting Wesley shoots water.
He's not even called Water. One of the things you like about him is that his name's Water Shooting Wesley, and that's not even his name.
Well, sometimes I get a name in my head and I just have to stick with it. I
Yeah,
struggle enough with Battle Hook Friendly.
yeah, all right. These are just above Demolition Man and nothing else.
Yeah, there'll be other series which are good.
Yeah.
Or will there? Maybe all the Jakks are just this standard lazy, and it's like
Even the articulation with the legs was frustrating because you couldn't do pile drivers and stuff. You couldn't get heads between the legs. Yeah, you couldn't widen the legs. Just up and down motion. So yeah, even how you play with them was stunted. And even great wrestling figures.
you could basically do like a suplex and a punch.
Yeah, but I am a sucker for ECW, and there's some great looking figures that you'll put on your shelf and not do anything with, and you don't have any affinity for love and playing with specific ones of them because they do something fun, because they don't.
Yeah, you sort of have to play the ones that you actually like in real life.
Yeah,
because they're all the same.
That's it. Yeah, no, that's the trouble with Jakks. No random wrestlers got a push because they're like posers or molds. Surely we'll put some classic superstars lines higher than this, but
yeah.
maybe they don't go that high. Maybe
I don't think they go very high, but some will be higher than this one, and some will be below this one, I'm sure.
And that's such a shame, a big realization considering how many of these we got. I don't know, even good.
Yeah, I think that was a realization to me when I had 2 massive boxes filled with Jakks toys, and after a while, it's just like these are a bit crap.
Interesting then that we're both saying we much prefer the LJNs, which had zero articulation, and the Gloobs that had zero articulation, but just them being posed differently was preferable to these figures with a fair bit of articulation, but all the same. That's very interesting, isn't it?
There's nothing fun about it. They're all the same.
Yeah. I'm full agreement with that. I wonder if other people are in full agreement with that. Let us know if you think this is a massive step forward from zero articulation figures like LJN and Gloob.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
All right. Well,
happy Father's Day. Enjoy Callum Graham's album, which is out. The outros.
I've not confirmed with him, but I think we will get him on for a bonus episode ranking all his music.
Oh, nice.
Join us next week for a big one, I think. We'll see how big, but we're going to look at Spawn Series 1, and I'm very excited. Marty knows nothing about.
I know absolutely nothing about Spawn. I've got no idea what it is. I'm going to do a little bit of research. I don't know if I want to look at the figures before we chat about them this time, maybe.
So I'm a sucker for McFarlane stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's weird that our collecting over the years has been so similar, and then it will like veer off completely into different avenues.
Yeah, I think you went for more sort of modern things, and I went just to sticky 80s toys.
Yeah. Yeah, Spawn Series 1 looks fucking great.
Okay, I'll find out what Spawn is.
Yeah, this is going to be easy top 3, I reckon. We'll see.
I didn't even realize Seth MacFarlane made toys.
You got a lot to learn. Yo, man, let's get out of here. Word to your mother.
Bye, everybody.
About you would melt, cause it's a burning desire. I'll keep you safe as can be, under lock and key, until the day I retire. To keep you from harm, I cut off my arm and throw myself on the fire. All the pain I'd go through to retain your value. Some might call me a liar, but for you I die. I'll spend the best life choices.